Hey, what's going on, guys? The Muffins here, and my name is John.
My name is Sam.
And we're going to be talking about the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice trailer that just came out recently from Comic-Con, but it was just distributed online. It wasn't leaked or anything like that, so we're going to be going in depth and talking about some of the really cool stuff that we picked up on, some Easter eggs and some key points that we think will play out in the film. So, do you want to start?
So right at the start, we see that it directly continues on from Man of Steel, with many people holding up signs saying aliens are bad, he shouldn't be here, and Earth is for humans. We see him float down to go into a court of justice.
It kind of makes Man of Steel, I think, a little bit
more important.
Yeah, because a lot of people hating on the fact that Superman shouldn't be doing that, and that he should suffer the consequences and stuff, and that's not Superman. Superman shouldn't do that. But I think now that they've addressed it in the film, I think people are going to go back to Man of Steel and find it a little bit better than it is, because a lot of people hate on that fact, and I think now that you see the repercussions addressed, it's going to be a little bit more, it's going to be a bit easier to watch the film. So I like the fact that they are taking seriously what he did, and some people hate him, and then some people, as we see later on in the trailer, see him as a god who's like the saviour.
It's also good because it doesn't create a Man of Steel to become irrelevant.
But it's good because it shows that they're trying to build their own universe now by linking everything together, so they're not.
So they actually put up some competition against Marvel, whereas before they had the Dark Knight,
well, yeah,
which wasn't even
completely
directly
separate.
DC kind of.
So now they've got their own Batman. They're linking everything together so far, which seems good anyway. So I'm quite happy with how they're doing things at the moment. And yeah.
So carrying on, we see how Batman is actually linked into the fight against Superman. Many people thought that it was going to be forced in a way.
Yeah.
And there wasn't going to be a real reason why Batman would be fighting Superman.
People were thinking that it was just going to be forced in there just because that's what the fans wanted to see. But I like the fact that they've kind of shown it in it feels more natural than forced.
And they've shown us pictures of Batman or Bruce Wayne running into the falling building, which we now know to be Wayne Enterprises from the sign.
But we also see that as an Easter egg in the Man of Steel film anyway. When Superman's fighting Zod, you see glimpses of Wayne Enterprises, the building, and also the satellite when they fly into space and stuff. So
we also learn that probably there is someone important to Bruce Wayne within this building, as why would he be running into a big cloud of smoke?
And also later on, a few frames later, we see that he runs to this little girl, which could be his daughter, because they said in a statement a while ago in an interview that he was going to be like a weathered Bruce Wayne, coming to the end of his life and stuff. And it could be his daughter. I mean, it could, he's the right age for it. He's not young or anything like that.
He is hugging a little girl, and it would explain why he's running directly into a falling building.
Or it could just be the fact that it's a little girl that needs saving, and it has nothing to do with him whatsoever. Another thing that we want to talk about is in the Batcave later on in the trailer, we see the Robin suit. It's got markings on it, which is pretty much the Joker. So it's kind of cool, and it kind of links into the comics and stuff possibly when Joker killed Jason Todd with a crowbar. So hopefully, I don't know, it might link in with it, but it might not. I'm not sure.
It also gives room for backstories in separate films.
Yeah, so we could see flashbacks in this and how he's really been affected by his death, because it could be Jason Todd or it could be Dick Grayson, maybe, I'm not sure, but I assume it's Jason Todd if they're going that route anyway.
However, before we see this in the trailer, we also see a newspaper that says "You let your family die" in similar writing to what you would expect from the Joker.
It's kind of it's written in blood.
It looks blood-like,
but we don't know if that's possibly because the newspaper's actually about the destruction, and so it covers the devastation that Superman caused in Metropolis when he was fighting Zod. But the whole link to the family text might be to do with what else we see in the trailer when Bruce Wayne's family's attacked and murdered, as we've seen many times before. So we don't know if it's to do with the fact that he was maybe in the building, his family was in the building, or it was just to talk about him when he was young and how he didn't do anything when he was a child when they were coming out of the theatre.
However, he was a very young child, so there wasn't much he could do to save his parents.
And if they do talk about the fact that there was people in the building that he was related to, it could be the point that he's possibly given up on being Batman for a while, and he hasn't come back to it for a while, and that because he wasn't there during the Battle of Metropolis, that's why some of the people he was related to and loved died. Or it could just be the whole...
With the breakdown of the building, it could also... The family member, apart from this little girl who we don't actually know if it is a family member, another family member could be within the building, which would give Bruce Wayne a reason to hate Superman. Near the end of the trailer, we see a deserty sort of scene, and in this scene, we see Batman being attacked, or what looks like a Batman. We don't know if it is Bruce Wayne, but he is wearing a Batman sort of suit. The people attacking him, however, are soldiers that are all wearing Superman logo patches
which
on
we
their
saw
shoulder.
which we saw in the last trailer as well.
And we clearly know that they are working for Superman, as a few frames later, they bow down to him as he comes down.
Or maybe they're not working for him, because maybe he doesn't view himself as that kind of figure, and he doesn't feel right that they're kind of bowing down to him and stuff, and they're going out on their own as symbol of Superman, but he doesn't want it.
However, in this picture where they're all grabbing Batman, we don't know why they are grabbing.
This
could be Batman.
This could be a dream or flashback. I don't know. This could be like it. So this could actually be happening.
That the Superman type or helpers attacking a Batman-looking person.
Also, we see. For one shot is one of Batman's victims. He's a much more brutal incarnation of him compared to the rest, like Christian Bale's version and Michael Keaton. He kind of brands his victims, or we see on that
a clear brand on the upper shoulder of one of a victim. Whether that was him, we don't know. It could be someone else.
Yeah, but it's definitely kind of like using his. Like, it looks kind of like his batarang, so it could possibly be.
However, the person does look quite beaten up. He's sat there in shackled, chained. So we see the brand on the upper shoulder of where a victim probably was Batman. However, he is chained up, very beaten up.
Further on in the trailer, we see Wonder Woman a few times. We see her in her like battle armor and stuff, and we also see her in like casual stuff as well, like when she's Diana Prince, and she clearly has a connection to Bruce Wayne because there was also some leaked photos that we saw with her and Bruce kind of at a dinner, and we see a few glimpses of it, and also when she's in action, kind of like
how powerful she can be.
Yeah,
she throws off a massive explosion,
which might not be her. That could be her colliding with something.
Because we do see Superman go flying a few frames later.
Yeah, so it could be her possibly interfering with the battle between Batman and Superman.
Because there is a wrecked Batmobile in the background, and later on we see Superman come up to the Batmobile and rip the doors off, and in the back of the shot with Wonder Woman we see a wrecked Batmobile.
So she could possibly be the fact like Superman might beat him in that fight, and she might have intervened because he almost killed him.
Because we see him open up the doors to a pretty normal Batman suit, and later on we see him in a lot heavier armor. So maybe the first fight is saved by Wonder Woman, and then there's a second fight where he brings out the new suit.
But the full battle armor that he does use has been mentioned that he laces it with kryptonite, which we also see later on, which is moving on to our next point.
So we see Lex Luthor in this.
We do.
Being played by Jesse Eisenberg. We already knew he was going to be Lex Luthor. However, we don't see any suits from him.
He's
always just in plain, like, casual clothes.
But this is him when he's starting out. It's not like he's not been like.
Which means we might see a suit.
We could see like the Injustice style suit that he has, but I highly doubt it in this one. Okay, so he could have. I have a theory that he could have possibly stolen that from the Batcave. I mean, because we already know that Bruce Wayne's eventually, or Batman's eventually going to get it, unless his like battle armor with it to fight actually stand a chance against Superman. I think that we've already seen a shot of the Batcave, and it could be in the Batcave, and Lex Luthor's possibly like kind of infiltrated and gotten in and maybe stolen it, but or it could be his and he actually owns it and he's going to use it against him later on in the film anyway.
So guys, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a comment down below letting us know what your thoughts are about this new trailer
and any improvements
that we can do. This is only our third video, so any improvement is always liked. And if you did like this video and you found it helpful and we noticed anything that you didn't, be sure to like, slap subscribe. I've been Sam.
I've been Jordan,
and we'll see you in the next one.